Hello, and welcome to Excel Highway, your one-stop shop for all your spreadsheet needs. Today's video is sponsored by Connecteam. In today's video, I want to share with you a managerial system for managing your employee's time clock. This is a follow-up video for the employee time clock system I built, which will be used for the data sources. If you're not familiar with the time clock file, which is this one, you can check out the link above and see how to build it. The managerial file is comprised of 5 sheets. The employee database. In this sheet you store your employees' data that will be needed for other sheets. Links. This sheet contains the links to each of your employees' time clock files. Log database. This sheet aggregates all the data from your employees' files into one sheet. A dashboard, which will show you a summary metrics of all your employees, and a payslip that you can use this sheet to generate payslips for your employees based on the time clock values and hourly wages. I want to make sure that when you build this, you understand that this file, the managerial file, should not be visible to your employees as it holds private information. Hours, wages, activities, vacations, etc. So make sure you do not give access to this file to anyone but you. Let's start deep diving into how this was built step by step. The employee database. This is a very simple table that holds data for each employee. The key for this table is the employee email in column A. They should match the emails they use to access the personal time clock. In the personal time clock, it identifies the email and builds the data based on that email. All the values here are entered manually. There are no formulas. So for each email, you convert it to the full name, title, employment start, address, regular wage, overtime wage, bank name, account holder, and account number. So these are going to be used later on in the other sheets. So very simple table, nothing fancy here. The next sheet is the links sheet. In the links sheet, you need to change the URL links for the employee files. Cells B6 in this example and B7, and of course you can create this for as much as you want. This is an example of one sheet. You just need to copy paste the address. This sheet will help simplify a nested complicated formula we will use in the next sheet. Now, I could have skipped this sheet and just used that formula over there, but you'll see in a few seconds that it's just going to make a nested complicated formula even worse. The bottom line is that this sheet right here will let Google know where to pull the data from, and in a very efficient way. You have the URL, you have the sheet name that you're looking for, the range, and eventually how it's going to look like. Log database. This is the formula. It looks pretty scary, but eventually it's one function that will just incorporate all the data from your employee time clock files into one, which can be used very easily then to build dashboards and analyze the data and everything. So basically the formula is a combination of 3 main functions: VStack, which you see over here, filter, and import range. Okay? Today's video is sponsored by Connecteam. Connecteam is an app that simplifies all of your business operation management needs. It's a perfect solution to manage, train, and communicate with your non-desk employees. Here I'm using Connecteam's desktop view, which is especially useful for the manager, and I have access to all my employees' clock in, clock out, vacations, etc. I'll jump into the time clock feature, access the clock, and it shows me today's information. I want to go to the timesheets, and I can select a range from the beginning of the month. I can see the breakdown of my employees, hours, regular hours, overtime, paid time off, and total pay. I can see the total hours per customer or per assignment in a very easy way. I can drill down into specific employees' information per day. I can see what he was working on, and I can even delete the entry if I want. I can adjust the hours. I can add a manager note. I can look at notes that that employee wrote, which is a great way just to communicate as a team. Now, assuming everything is okay with the timesheets, I can just approve the hours, and after the hours are approved, they can be exported to your payrolling system for paychecks processing. So very nice, very easy way to look at your employees' information. If you want to adjust your employees' wages, you just have to go to the profile. There you go, the profile. You have the payroll sheet, and you can define what is their hourly wage and if they're working per hour or globally. I really recommend that you use Connecteam for all your daily operation needs. Please use my affiliate link in the description. You can start now for free. So, first of all, filter function. As you can guess, the filter function will filter whatever you put here. But what I'm doing here is basically I have a filter, an import range, and vstack. So basically I'm capturing, if you check out the vstack, it is working on here. This is range 1 and this is range 2. So basically vstack, what it does, it basically combines rows together. It could be from different, like this could be 1 and 2. And if I put vstack range 1, range 2, it's going to put them together. If I have here, let's say vstack, put it to 3, 4, 5. So vstack unfiltered the entire columns. Okay, result was automatically expanded. Please insert more rows because I have too much rows. Too little rows, sorry. Oh, look at that. It's going crazy. If I use vstack for a short list, like this, like so I just get it with the spaces. What I wanted to do in these formulas is to eliminate the spaces. That's why I used the filter. So there you have the filter. Import range, which we'll get to soon. So I'm just going to filter the range is greater than 0. So basically it's the same here, same as here, but instead of A2 through A4, so imagine it's filter A2, A4, this is greater than 0. So now I only have 2 rows. Okay? That's the main difference. So if I now apply vstack on this area or on the filtered area, it's just going to eliminate that blank row, which is what I was aiming for. So that's the vstack and filter part of it. Now let's just take a quick look on import range. Simple formula. Import range, you give it the URL and you give it the range string. Let's go back to our links. So the URL is either 6 or 7, and of course you can do more, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. And then you have the string itself. Import range is A2 through J, and filters A to A. So I'm going to filter here, only for lines that have a value, so I do not want to see all of these. And then A through J, I'm just going to pull the entire table. If I haven't used the filter, then I would get 2,000 lines. Most of them are blank. So that's why I used the combination of filter and VStack with the import range. And eventually you see I only have 115 rows, or 114. So just imagine that instead of having this simple function that's clearer, I would have all of this jump piled over there. It would be very hard to understand what I'm doing. And of course, if you have more, then all you need to do for the VStack is to add, just to copy this here and just create another range like so. Change the links from 7 to 8, add the link here, and that's it. And you have another range of data that you can show. So this is a pretty neat way to aggregate all of your data into one tidy sheet. That was the hard part, right? Combining all the data and making sure it's nice and ready. The only thing that I've added here on top, or sorry, I put it here, I forgot. So that's all nice and tidy. Now I have a dashboard, which is a start of a dashboard, and I just put this most simple thing. All you need to do is create a pivot table, highlight all the columns, insert pivot table. I'm going to use an existing one just to show you, but I usually work on a new sheet, create, and then I just drag, for example, the employee email. I drag the date over here to the column. By default, it shows me the real date. I'm going to right click on that cell, create pivot date group, year, month, and then the value itself, which could be total hours. I can also add regular hours or overtime, like so, and you can do it however you see please. This is just a start of a dashboard. You can of course do much nicer things and add charts and whatever you want. This gives you an indication of how many hours. If you want to add a chart, just click on the pivot table, insert chart, and you can start playing with it. This is the default one, and you can just start playing with it and it will grow as you add more information. So that is the dashboard part, and again, it's a very simple dashboard. You can do much more. Last piece that I have here is the pay slips. So in the pay slips, in this example, I just created a template of a pay slip, which of course you can change and modify as you see fit. Put your company name, logo, dates, address, email of the company. Some of this is going to be automatically pulled from the name, most of it actually. So you can build a template and then you can use it later. Here is where mainly I'm using the information from the employee database. It's super useful because I'll show you how I change names here in the select employee, and everything changes. I don't need to adjust everything, and everything works very well. So if I change the name to me, then you can see that the name changes, all the information, the values change, and also those details. I can select the month, so I just need to put a date. It just has to be a date, doesn't matter which date. So if I change to July, then this text changes and everything else changes. So how does it work? So I'm going to identify the row using match, and there's a few ways you can do it. I thought this was the easiest way to have some information here to improve the flow of the functions. So the employee row, I'm checking the row number for that name. In this case, it's me, it's row number 2. Then I'm going to use index for the email over here, date, year of the start of this month, and using edate -1, I'm going to get the range of days for that specific month. So it doesn't matter if I use the first day, last day, or just some day in the middle. As long as it's date, I'm going to get the from to, which I'm going to use to pull the data. This text, how is it generated? I'm using text, which can convert numbers into text. I'm using convert it to MMM, that's going to return the name of the month, and adding this part for the text, going to give me the year and payslip. So you get July 223 payslip. If I use August, it's going to switch to August. This is usually constant, the company. Then I'm going to use the company, the employee details. So that's the employee name, of course. And here I'm using the row number just to easily pull the information from the employee database. The earnings, I'm going to use simple sum ifs. So sum ifs for the hours, this is coming from the log database for column E. So I'm going to get the regular hours and the overtime hours and the time off hours based on the employee name and the clock in, clock out. So that's just the sum ifs here. So sum ifs, what's the range I'm summing? Column A, that's the email, and here I'm using greater or equal, less or equal to that range of dates. That's going to give me the hours. The wage for the activity over the type, that's again where I'm using this. So I have the regular wage, overtime wage, and you can see it's different. Here I'm just using it as the same, but of course you can apply time off, vacation, whatever you want to do. So you have the hours, the wage, this is just the multiply, this is the sum of it. You have a part for deductions and the bank details again with the index. When you're done with that, I mean, you theoretically would go employee and just pull their data and either send this as an email, create a PDF, send it to your accountant, whatever you want to do with that. So let's recap what we reviewed today. This is a time clock management system for small businesses that is connected to personal employee time clocks. In this file, using this file, you can track your employees' hours easily and generate pay slips for their monthly wages. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. Feel free to comment if you have any questions or thoughts. See you next time.